Easy 1170 AM, Sunnyvale, Fremont, Milpitas, and the entire San Francisco Bay Area.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Listen, get up. That's right. Stand up. Clap your hands, man.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rachna's Fitness Show. I'm your host Rachna. This show is all about getting you off the couch and getting you working out. Studio number 408-912-5565. Again, 408-912-5565. You are listening to Rachna and Rachna's Fitness Show. Do come every Wednesday. We do take your live calls about exercise, nutrition, fitness. हमारा जो center है physically located है Sunnyvale, California. But if you're interested in being a part of any of our programs, weight loss programs, strength training programs, just abs, level 1, level 2 for men and women. We also have younger kids programs, and then we also have specific programs for women who've had kids. So a special post-pregnancy weight loss program. And then we also have a prenatal program so that your pregnancy goes nice and smooth. So if you're interested in a part in any of these programs, आप हमें definitely contact कर सकते हैं. हमारा phone number here to get in touch with us is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111 is the phone number to get in touch with us. Okay, so again, आप सुन रहे हैं रचना को रचना's fitness show पे. If you're interested, आप हमारी website भी visit कर सकते हैं. Our website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Or you can always get in touch with us through our Facebook page, which is Facebook पे go find Rachna Radio, RACHNA, Rachna Radio. Or आप Google कर सकते हैं Rachna's Wellness Center, RWC, and that's another way to find our website and of course get contact information, all the details. Like I mentioned last week, we do have a complete 3-month weight loss program called Just Abs starting right after the July 4th weekend, and I think the starting date is July 8th. So again, if you're interested in the program or the batch that starts in July 8th or I think July 9th, which is right after the July 4th weekend, it's a complete 3-month weight loss program called Just Abs and starts around July 8th, I guess, if I'm trying to remember the date. Let me actually look at the exact date that's starting. But you're definitely welcome to give us a call and get registered. So yes, starts on July 9th actually. So July 9th is a starting date for a complete 3-month weight loss program called Just Ab July 9th. If you're interested in or just want to get information कि आपके लिए how is the program going to work for you, आप मुझे definitely call करके बात कर सकते हैं. We can always set up a time so you can come in and meet me so we can sit and talk about your goals, and I can of course give you more details, explain you a little bit more, and also understand your goals a little bit more. The phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. Again, website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Okay, so getting started, I know we've been talking about losing weight for a long time. I've been doing these radio shows for, started back in 2009, I guess, end of 2009. So it's been like good 7-8 years now I've been doing these shows. My center opened about in, I think, 2005. So it's been, 12 years I've been running Rachna's Wellness. So it's been a long time I've been doing this. But again, I've met people of all different motivations. So weight loss ke liye aate hain. I've met people with all different goals. And but before I wanted to say कि हम सब के बहुत goal होते हैं. A lot of people want to lose weight. A lot of people want to, of course, get thin or whatnot. But how does it basically happen? Okay, and how does it basically happen? You have to. I think the first step, which I've put this way, the first step to getting things you want out of your life is you need to decide what you want. So the first thing that I will do when you come to me is we're going to sit down and decide what your goals are. What are you looking to achieve? So you have a clear picture in your mind, and I also have a clear picture in my mind is what do you want? So the first step to getting things, and that could be any aspect of life, is getting to know what you want, is decide what you want. The biggest secret to losing weight lies within your own mind. Losing weight is kind of like quitting smoking. No one can make you do it. So anyone from your household, your husband, your family, your kids, your mother, your father, no one is going to make you do it until you want to do it. You want to do it on your own. So losing weight is just like quitting smoking. Like I said, if you want to quit smoking, you can put the pack away. I know it's going to be hard, but then you're just going to put the pack away and walk away. You know, but a lot of people will try apni puri life ki cigarette chupa do kisi ka nahi pina mana kar lo, but it's just not going to happen. You know, it's only going to happen when the person is ready himself to leave smoking. So I think that's exactly happens with losing weight too. You know, it applies to weight loss too. So your mind is the most important tool when it comes to losing weight. But in order for you to use this tool, you have to want to lose the weight. That want is very important. It's extremely important. So you will not lose weight because your doctor told you to do so, or let's say because someone else told you to do so. It's all up to you. One of the reasons why weekly meetings where we have these sessions where we come and I take measurements, we ask questions, and I ask questions, they ask me questions, and in many cases I also give them like a book. Rachna's Wellness ka hamara binder hai, which I give it to them, and they're going to write exactly what they eat on a daily basis. And then I come, every once a week, I'm going to read exactly what they're eating and what exactly kya galat kar rahe hain eating pattern mein, and of course make changes. So everything time they do exercise or they eat something, they're going to write it down. It's like a journal. Rachna's RWC ka hamara journal hai, which they write everything down. And and I think it's an accountability system, because they kind of forced to take responsibility for your weight. So by coming to these sessions and getting weight in weekly, it kind of is a sense of obligation for you to lose the weight. Okay, so in a way, you have to want to lose the weight so badly that it far exceeds any desire to eat those unhealthy foods, which you know are bad for you. So you need to be in a state of mind in which you want to lose weight more than eat those bad foods. A positive mindset that you can accomplish your weight goals is what is required. You should also aim to keep your motivation positive instead of negative. So be around people that are positive. Be around people that acknowledge that you're losing weight. Don't be around people that don't acknowledge, because I've seen this again many times where you're losing weight and you're really expecting someone to compliment, and it shows you've lost weight, but you don't hear a compliment. It honestly doesn't really feel good, but at the same time, be around people. So don't make that give you a low feeling, because yes, there are all around people, all different kind of people. But again, the goal is you have to surround yourself with positive people, with positivity. So you have to definitely make sure that you're positive people around you instead of negative people. So think what you want to achieve and the difference, and it is going to make a difference in your life. So if you create this positive attitude, then you will find it easy to make the right decisions when it comes to food. Any goal is achievable only if you want to make it achievable. Granted, it's going to take effort. Granted, it's maybe harder or hard for you, but the long-term health benefits of losing weight will last for a lifetime. Get started right away. All I can say. So, all I can say is, again, don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait for the summer vacation to stop. Don't wait for the next year to come or the 2018 to come. Because if you do wait, you're sending a message to your mind that this is not important than many other things in your life. Because when you wait, or you send a message, or you tell yourself that I'm going to do it after 2 months or 3 months, like I said, it's training the mind. You're just telling your mind that this is not equally important as, I don't know, taking my kids to a swimming class. This is not equally important as putting my kids in a karate class. This is not equally important than going out with friends. Everything's important, and this is important too. So whatever you decide to do it right away. Just remember that you have the potential to reach your ideal weight, the new slimmer you. And picture yourself slimmer. I think that's another important thing I wanted to mention, that you have to picture yourself slimmer. Once you start picturing yourself slimmer, once you start picturing yourself wearing all those nice dresses or outfits or whatever that you wanted to fit in, you're going to make it happen. That is the first step. And the second step, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to get you exactly where you want to be in terms of your fitness goals, weight loss goals. So again, get in touch with me. We have many different programs, batches starting all the time. We do have a batch called our 3 months Just Abs starting on, I think, July 9th. And this is the complete 3-month weight loss program. We're going to sit down individually, first of all, with every single person, take your weight, take a bunch of measurements, and keep a track of all of these numbers every single week. And we're also going to start with testing your body's metabolism. It's a breathing test, not a blood test, but it's a breathing test that tells exactly how many calories you burn per day. And then from there on, based upon that, I'm going to set up a program for you where you have your daily exercise programs that either jab ghar se follow kar sakte hain, Again, you can always physically visit down my center. A lot of people do, but a lot of people who do not live local, they do attend all of my sessions, my workout sessions, and these are one-on-one coaching sessions जो आप घर से attend कर सकते हैं, और आप physically भी आ सकते हैं. It could be any option set up. So again, if you are listening to my radio show and you do not live in the area, you are listening to it from a different country or a different state, or you just live far away, or you just cannot drive for whatever reason, you're welcome to give me a call. हमारे जितने भी exercise programs हैं, आप उनकी सारी की सारी coaching घर से भी attend कर सकते हैं. And along with all the exercise, then we also follow complete healthy desi nutritional meal plans, which will be personally designed for you. So that is how, all of my batches work. But all I can say is that I've never had a story that is a failed success story. Everyone has had a good success story. So if you want to make your own success story at Rachna's Wellness, all you have to do is give me a call. I'll be happy to get you whatever you want to get to in terms of fitness goals. Again, the number to get in touch with me, set up an appointment, or talk to me over the phone is 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. Website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Let's see. So again, studio का number है 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. ये है studio का number. अभी call करके भी अगर आपके पास कोई exercise से question है related, nutrition से question related है, you're definitely welcome to give me a call. We'll, I'll be happy to take you there. Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about today is gluten. I know that's a word that's heard so many times, and I do get this. A lot of people are now aware of the word gluten, but a lot of people still don't know कि मतलब क्या है. Why should be avoiding gluten? Should be avoiding gluten, or should we not be avoiding gluten? Are you gluten sensitive? Are you not gluten sensitive? Whatever. So ये बड़े सारे words है जो लोगों ने सुने हैं, but a lot of people sometimes don't really know what it means. So let's go talk a little bit more about gluten. First of all, have you ever made I know we all have, especially देसी में हम लोगों ने हमेशा डो बनाया. जब हम आटे को गूंथते हैं तो we make a dough, right? So if you've ever made a dough, when you knead the dough, right, by pulling and stretching and all that kind of stuff until it is smooth, it stretches a bit like elastic, right? जब आप आटे का हम डो बनाते हैं, इनफैक्ट मैदे का बनाते हैं और ज़्यादा स्ट्रेच होता है, आटे का थोड़ा सा कम होता है, which is the wheat flour. It stretches a bit like, elastic, right? The thing that makes a dough stretchy is the gluten part of it. Okay, so the thing that makes the dough stretchy is the gluten. Without it, the ingredients would not bind together in a dough that you'll be able to knead it. So that you won't be able to knead something. अगर gluten नहीं होगा, तब उसका dough नहीं बना सकोगे properly. Okay, most breads made from gluten-free flours tend, जब उनका batter भी आप देखो, अगर if you've tried making a bread or anything that's gluten-free, उनका जो batter होता है is a very thick batter as opposed to dough. Because you really can't make dough without gluten. It's going to be hard. And that's one of the reasons, because there's no gluten. That's, gluten-free. So gluten adds texture and characteristics, chewiness, to all the baked goods. When you have the chewy flavor that you eat, comes from gluten. It is also used in a variety of other foods as a thickener and binder and flavor enhancer and protein supplement and whatnot. It's also found in a lot of breakfast cereals and pretty much all the baked goods. में आपको gluten मिलेगा. So it's, अगर आप, in fact, it's found in, like I said, it's found in thickener. So it's also found in, let's say, soups and broths and gravies and sauces. आप कोई भी तरह की sauce बाहर से लोगे, gravy लोगे, उसके अंदर ketchup में. Ketchup has gluten because, like I said, it's a thickener. And salad dressings, marinades. Since it also enhances flavor, it also is added in जब chicken bouillon लेते हैं जो छोटे flavored cubes होते हैं, spice blend, or sometimes also in coffee and vinegars and liqueurs and all that stuff. Okay, and let's see. So it is found in a lot of different things. It also is, like I said, in fact, it's funny, I'm going to tell you, but जब हम envelope seal करते हैं, like हम किसी को mail कर रहे हैं, तो envelope seal करते हैं, तो it can also be found in the substance to seize envelopes. We kind of add a little bit of stabilizer. So that is where the gluten is. It's the sticky part of it also. Funny. But it also is used in meat substitutes, especially those in vegan and vegetarian diets. Imitation meats, a lot of people who are vegetarian or vegan, they want to still eat something that's meat texture. So it's also found in that. It's also found in seitan, which is the vegan version of meat, which people who are vegan would eat it. So because gluten makes foods thick and tasty, it is added to everything from salad dressing to soy sauces and seasonings. As per research, 1 in 130 people now suffer from some kind of celiac disease. Now, celiac disease is an extreme case of gluten sensitivity. That means the body just cannot gluten. But a lot of people nowadays are developing some level of sensitivity to gluten. Again, I'm still not there. I'm not telling you to leave gluten. Just keep listening to me. But what I wanted to explain to you, first of all, what gluten is. So gluten comes from, first of all, the Latin word for glue. Its adhesive properties hold bread and cake together, or pretty much anything that you're baking. Okay, so that is where the word gluten comes from. The word glue, that means it has adhesive properties. But those same properties, right? So the same properties of binding stuff together interfere with the breakdown and absorption of nutrients. The result is a glued lumped up together, maybe in your gut if you're gluten insensitive, rather than a nutritious, easily digested meal. Gluten, like I said, isn't necessarily bad for some of the people or many of the people, but some people are gluten intolerant, meaning their bodies produce an abnormal immune response when it breaks down gluten from wheat and related grains to digestion. So people are gluten insensitive. तो जैसे वो ग्लूटेन खाते हैं तो उनकी बॉडी जो होती है उसको जब ब्रेक डाउन करने की कोशिश करती है it cannot break it down, so it goes through a lot of inflammation, and in extreme cases people have to be rushed to the hospital, and that's exactly what celiac disease is. That means those people cannot have gluten in any form. Forget the roti and bread and everything, but it's the it's not going to be pretty much, they can't even eat ketchup that has gluten. So that's how severe a lot of people are who are gluten insensitive or sensitive. So what is gluten and why is it bad? Gluten, like I said, is basically the protein content of the wheat. जब wheat आप कोई सी भी फॉर्म का wheat लेते हैं उसको जब protein content होता है, the type of protein or one of the type of the protein in wheat is the gluten. And it is found in semolina, सूजी में भी होगा, durum flour में होगा, spelt में होगा, okay? Even oats में, oats have a form of gluten too, barley, rye, or any other hybrid. Normally, people can tolerate these proteins if you have celiac disease, which is the extreme cause between something, that means you just you won't be able to digest any of these forms of gluten. Okay, so what is gluten and why does anyone need it? So why do we need gluten? अगर हम कह रहे हैं कि इतनी प्रॉब्लम है gluten के साथ, हम क्यों खाते हैं इसको? Gluten is not, first of all, an essential part of anyone's diet. Our ancestors managed perfectly well without it. I mean, paleo diet, there was a diet where all they would eat is, meat or maybe vegetables or, anything that's raw, but gluten wasn't a part of a lot of our ancestors. Then they started growing and harvesting cereal crops. They discovered that they could grind wheat into flour and its food became a staple food. Over the years, we have incorporated more and more of it into our daily diet. So why is gluten sensitivity increasing? Right? The question is not a normal question to ask. I mean, we didn't have gluten sensitivity, let's say 60, 100, whatever years back, because, roti and all that stuff has been a part of our diet for many years now. So why is it increasing? A study using frozen food samples taken from Air Force recruits, which was 50 years ago, has found that the intolerance of wheat gluten, a digestive condition, is 4 times more common today than it was in the 1960s or 1950s. Our diet kind of contains a lot more grains and carbohydrates nowadays. Additionally, modern wheat is also very different, and I've talked about this many, many times in the past. हमारा wheat का crop है, उसको hybrid करके कितनी बार that crop of wheat itself has gone so many changes that it's way different than the crop that used to be 60 years ago. So that means इतनी बार hybrid करोगे, that means उसका जो gluten content है is way more than what the gluten content would be years back. So like I said, the modern wheat is very different from the wheat our ancestors ate. Industrialization hui bahut zyada, everything has changed and it has happened, technology revolutions. The first one, milling thi, the second, cultivation and farming, but both have a profound effect on yet people have no idea. But so like I said, to keep the conversation simple, the proportion of gluten protein in wheat has increased enormously as a result of this hybridization. With so much gluten in the system, the body responds in a negative way. The same as it may have, let's say you have too much alcohol. Okay. So the result is a high gluten. जो इतनी बार हमारा जो wheat crop को उन्होंने hybrid कर दिया. And the reason they've hybrided, we all know it, because modernization है, everything is more in demand. That means there are more people living. That means they need more wheat. There's more demand. That means अब वो demand बढ़ाने के लिए they have to hybrid the crops. They have to do a lot of stuff. So the output of the crops increases. So it's gone through a lot of process. That means, the wheat crop is just not the same. So the result nowadays का wheat crop is a high gluten refined grain that most of us are eating nowadays. Okay. Symptoms क्या होंगे gluten intolerance case. So I'm going to give you some symptoms. A lot of people think I'm gluten. It's sometimes it is. A lot of people I've just heard, they want to be gluten free. But I think it's good to know: do you really have to be gluten free, or you don't have to be gluten free? It's going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. So the symptoms of gluten intolerance, in addition, of course, to nausea and diarrhea and abdominal pain and celiac disease, वो तो extreme cases में पता चलेगा. But what are the basic symptoms that you could be gluten intolerant? One is tooth enamel. So if you're losing a tooth enamel, kind of defect over there, that's one symptom of you could be gluten intolerant. Okay. Anemia sometimes. Some kind of anemia is also a symptom of gluten intolerance. Infertility or an early menopause. These are also symptoms of gluten intolerance. That's main of them. But again, weight gain, weight loss, sometimes a lot of it is also a sign of gluten intolerance. Okay, so first of all, how do you, so we've done this basic step. So how to treat gluten intolerance and celiac disease? The treatment for gluten intolerance, first of all, you're going to get a blood test done and whatnot, but I'm not going to go talk in too much detail about that. But like I said, it's good to know if you feel you're having any of these symptoms. It's good to ask your doctor, get tested, and see if you are gluten intolerant or not. Second thing I wanted to mention is that thyroid logon ke liye. And that's a lot of people I've heard. And if you haven't heard, something wanted to mention that to you. A lot of people who have thyroid condition, it works both ways. I've given this advice to people to try it. And a lot of people, it's easy. Weight loss gets easy. So a lot of people, when they have thyroid condition, the weight loss slows down and all that kind of stuff, right? So, and of course, they put on a thyroid medication. And a lot of people sometimes try being gluten-free. It works in some of the cases. It doesn't work in some of the cases. But I would say it's definitely worth giving it a try. So if you are on a thyroid medication, that means your thyroid gland is not working properly. So I would definitely, or thyroid medication specific to mention that, I would definitely recommend you to at least try being gluten-free, if not more, but at least for 3 to 4 weeks. If you feel better, if your energy level goes better, if your weight loss maybe starts to kick in within that 4 weeks or something, that means you are gluten intolerant and you're better going to be off avoiding gluten as much as you can. But if it didn't make a difference, maybe you don't have to. But it's definitely worth giving it a try. So again, to mention, if you are gluten, if you're on a thyroid medication, you have a hypothyroidism, and so it's definitely worth avoiding gluten for 3 to 4 weeks and see if your symptoms get better, your fatigue gets better, you don't feel so tired all the time, your weight loss is a little bit more easy for you in those 4 weeks, everything else the same. Try getting rid of gluten as much as you can, pretty much all of it, for a month or so, and see if anything helps. Like I said, it's been both ways. I've seen some people are benefited amazingly and some people might not see any difference, but it's definitely worth giving it a try. Why not? Okay. So having said that, I'm not going to go too much into gluten today, but that said, I think we did a show maybe 2 years back where we talked a lot more about gluten and whatnot, but that's pretty much, I wanted to stick to that today. Okay. Studio number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565 is the phone number that I wanted to give you. Hamara studio ka, again, if you wanted to be in touch with me regarding any for weight loss programs, complete weight loss programs, आप हमें contact कर सकते हैं. हमारे जो programs होते हैं complete batches, either you can start an ongoing batch, or you can always wait for a specific program to start in a batch. Again, there are different versions of the programs. Definitely the first thing that you could possibly do is give me a call. We can talk over the phone. We can always set up a time for you to come down to my center so we can sit and talk, or we can talk over the phone and take it from there. See exactly what your goals are. आपका क्या weight है, कितना कम करना है, कैसे बढ़ा, कैसे पहले कितना था, 5 साल पहले, 10 साल पहले से, kind of try to maybe graph a graph in my mind कि आपका weight कहाँ से कहाँ गया, and that gives me a better idea on what program, what is going to work for you, what kind of exercise is going to work for you, what kind of meals are going to work for you. Okay, so again, the first step would be to give me a call. Phone number is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. Or you can also visit my website, rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Please also visit my YouTube channel. YouTube pe go find Rachna's Wellness, RACHNA, Rachna's Wellness. I do have a channel on YouTube where, of course, we post videos a lot of videos. So again, you are welcome to visit my channel, subscribe to my channel so you can stay in tune with. I do have some healthy cooking recipe videos. I also have maybe some basic workout videos, but there's a bunch of stuff available on my YouTube channel. I should be posting more soon. I haven't posted some in the last couple of months, but again, there are still quite a bit of available. And all of my radio shows, if you miss a part of my radio show or you wanted to listen to it again or you wanted to forward it to someone that you think might benefit from this conversation that we're having on air today, or any of my previous shows, आपको हमारे सारे के सारे मिलेंगे YouTube पे. So YouTube पे जाके हमारे and not all of them, but at least for the last 7-8 months, at least I've been storing all of my shows on YouTube. So please go subscribe to my channel. That's another way to listen to my radio shows again also. Okay, again, studio number 408-912-5565. Again, wanted to mention our Complete Just Abs program is starting on July 9th. If you're interested in a complete 3-month weight loss program, that means just abs. That means we're going to work a lot on the abs. Now, all of my programs, I make sure that the whole body gets worked out. The whole body looks nice and proportionate. The whole body gets stronger, while in the just abs, the focus is going to be a little bit more on the stomach area. But yes, I'm going to work on the whole complete body. And of course, I also work individually from person to person based on your goals, based on how you're what you're going to focus on. आप घर से करेंगे, हमारे programs remotely करेंगे. So again, either way, the program is set up that way, but a complete 3-month weight loss program called Just Abs is starting on July 9th. To register yourself, you can visit my website, rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com, or you can always give me a call. We can talk. I can give you more information, talk to you about your details, your weight loss goals. Phone number to get in touch with me for registration appointment is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. We're going to be talking to Krishna. Hi, Krishna. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. A very nice program. We always listen to your program. Hey, I was just wanted to, if you can shed some light on millets. I know in some of these Indian stores we get from Shasta Foods different kinds of millets. So would you recommend us, because of the wheat issue, how they have been hybridized so much, is it a good idea to use the millets, almost like rice?
Millet is I don't think, is millet gluten free? Millet is not gluten free. So millet and bajra, all of these things still fall in some kind of category of wheat. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. I know I did a bunch of research on this, I think maybe months back, but I don't think millet is gluten free. But still, millet has a lot more benefits. Millet does have if I put it that way, it definitely has higher, lower glycemic index than wheat many times. So a lot of people who have, let's say, maybe insulin issues and whatnot, they definitely feel better eating millet as opposed to wheat. But that's something I wanted to mention. But millet is not gluten free.
Oh, it is not. Okay. So I didn't check the label. So then what about quinoa?
Quinoa is fine. You should be able to eat quinoa if you are on even like I said, even rice is fine as long as it's a little bit small proportion. But I always mention a scoop of white rice is perfectly fine. If anything goes beyond is too much, but quinoa is definitely way better. And so
right now, then we could go back to the old way, the rice, like maybe a brown rice versus the white rice, like in a small proportion.
Right. You can always mix. Yeah, you can always mix and match a couple of different versions. Let's say you can make brown rice and white rice together, but as long as white rice is in control, it's a scoop of white rice, maybe half a cup of white rice at a time. I don't think white rice is going to create issues with any person as long as that much. But it says that white rice tastes good, so a lot of people end up having quite a bit more. But once a day, half a cup of cooked white rice is not going to do any disaster to the body. As long as you're adding, right amount of vegetables and, dal and curry along with it, it shouldn't be a problem at all. But yes, quinoa is definitely a healthier option. But again, remember, all carbs have equal number of calories. Whatever carbs you're eating, calories are not going to change. So that's something I always wanted to mention. So a lot of people sometimes think that since they're eating quinoa, it's healthy, they could consume more. It's still the same amount of calories. A half a cup of quinoa is just about the same amount of calories. Yeah. So
thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I know her voice was going in and out. I think I was able to hear the question and answer that. But okay, so studio number again, if you have a question, you're welcome to give us a call, 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. 888-958-9225. This is the question to give us, phone number to give us a call right now. Okay. Let's see. So again, to get in touch with me, to get it registered for any of the complete weight loss programs, phone number is 408 320 8111. Again, 408 320 8111. Okay, so having talked about gluten today, we've talked about, in fact, there's something else interesting I want to talk about today. Again, I'm talking about topics that are not really related today, is that it's a frustration that women go through is, why is losing weight harder for women than, let's say, men in the family? Why is it so? Why is it so? Both men and women get on a program, and the husband loses weight faster than the wife, and it's annoying sometimes. And a lot of men sometimes have bigger appetite too. So why is losing weight? And again, can we change that? Yes, we can definitely change that, is what I wanted to say. So I'm starting this conversation, putting a question out there. Why is losing weight harder for women? But yes, it has a solution. So listen to the whole part of it. So I'm not going to give up just because saying that it's harder for, women to lose weight. But like I said, you can change that. How do we change that? We'll talk about that in just a second. So why is losing weight harder for women? It is a known fact that when a husband and a wife begin, like I said, a weight loss program or a goal together, more often than not, it is the husband who reaches the target way faster than the wife. The male loses weight and tones up his body much faster than a woman. As frustrating as it sounds, is it true? It is true, mostly. But why? Is a woman doing something wrong? Are we cheating more? I don't think so. I think women are the more committed, and I think a lot of women will agree to me. When they get on something, they're very committed. So it's not that they're, no, we're definitely very much committed. Okay. So is a woman doing something wrong here, or she's just not as dedicated as as the husband or the male? Why does it take longer for women to lose weight? And why does it start coming back as soon as you stop dieting? Dieting is a wrong thing that you shouldn't be doing either way. But again, why does it, as the woman starts to eat back normally, the weight comes back on? Here is the reason. You can make sure that first of all, I'm going to start with a positive note. You can definitely make sure that you always stay slim and fit as the husband in the family. A key factor in determining how much weight you put or lose is what is called the basal metabolic rate, which is BMR. जिसको RMR भी कहा जाता है, resting metabolic rate, which of course I do a test at my center if you want to get it tested. You're definitely welcome to give me a call for see आपका क्या metabolism है, कि आपकी body कितनी calories burn करती है. It's a 7 to 8 minutes test. I'll be happy to do it for you, and आप अपना देख सकते हो आपका metabolism क्या है. But again, that's the key factor. So men in general, they're just born with wrong word, but again, as they get about 20, 30, whatever age, just because men have more muscle content in the body, so that means muscles is what gives metabolism in general. So men have just more muscle in the body, so that means they're just going to have a little bit higher basal metabolic rate. Okay, so they're always having an edge, over. It's going to be easy for them to lose weight. So like I said, a key factor in determining how much weight you put or lose is your basal metabolic rate, which is BMR. In simple terms, this is how much energy your body uses under standard conditions. Let's see, when you're in a relaxed state, right? So the basal metabolic rate is determined by how much body आपकी जो है, कितनी fat है उसमें, कितना muscle है. Women naturally, since we have lower muscle content in the body, we have a lower BMR. Okay, just because women have more fat tissues in our body than men. Thus, on an average, women need to eat less food than men if they want to maintain the same healthy weight or similar healthy weight. Now, why does exercise have to be an answer? Now, yes, let's say we have 20% muscle and our husband has 30% muscle. We can make a 20% muscle body into a 30% muscle body. How do we do that? By strength training. I cannot re-emphasize this. I've talked about this so many times. You have to strength train. You cannot keep only doing marathons and keep running outside and keep doing treadmill, and elliptical and expect to lose weight. It's not going to happen because, yes, you're doing cardio, but you're not doing anything to get your muscle mass up. You need to increase those muscle content. I'm just picking numbers. So if let's say you have 20% muscle and the husband of the family has 30% muscle, for you to have the same effect of exercise and eating less and whatnot, you have to get from 20% muscle mass to 30% muscle mass person. How do we do that? By strength training. It's very easy. Nothing's complicated. So you have to have a high metabolism for you to be able to lose weight and also keep it up. And that's exactly what all of my class, they do a lot of strength training, a lot of strength training. That means, yes, the heart rate goes up, in all the classes, you can actually put your finger on your wrist, or or under your or on your neck, and you can actually feel that the heart rate is really, really fast. But at the same time, you have to be strength training. So the good thing about exercise and weight control is that the fitter you are, the higher you have the basal metabolic rate. So weight is just going to come off easily. So the weight is just going to come off easily. So it is like a positive feedback. When you start dropping off weight through exercise, the BMR goes up. BMR goes up, it's going to be further easier for you to lose weight. And it's a cycle that just continues. So if you're one of those people who still think that you can just eat less and maintain, I'm just going to burn less calories. So kind of a protection to protect us from starvation. So when we stop eating, or we just eat lesser calories, our bodies panic and prepare for the worst by lowering our natural energy, which is the BMR. That means आपका जो metabolism है वो कम हो जाएगा. That means your body just burns lesser, stores more. So that means it's going to start storing more fat. Okay, so not the answer. So you just cannot only eat less. You cannot only do cardio exercises. You have to add a lot of strength training exercises, a combination of strength and cardio. That is what gets your metabolism higher by increasing the muscle mass in the content of the body. So that you just have a high metabolism, your body's just burning more calories per day. Okay, so having said that, again, Suri number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. Okay. And the phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111 is the phone number to get in touch with us. Again, if you're interested in complete weight loss programs, and आप हमें contact कर सकते हैं. Our phone number to get in touch with us 408-320-8111. We do have a complete 3-month weight loss program called Just Abs. Pretty excited about it. I'm going to set up the batch a little bit even more interactive way. Again, I keep changing batches the way they run and set up, and just keep adding something new every time. So again, this batch called Just Abs starts on July 9th. And to get registered, it is a program that you can come in as a husband and wife. We are kid friendly. If you want to be doing the program with your husband together or your wife together, and there's no place for you to leave your kids while you come attend a session, it's perfectly fine to bring your kids with you. We are kid friendly. And again, these are complete 3-month weight loss programs where we're definitely, and I will first of all sit down before you start the program. I will sit down with you and write a number down saying this is what you want to be in 3 months. And you know what that number is, and I know what that number is, and we will get there no matter what. So again, to get registered, to come and talk to me, or just to talk to me over the phone, or set up an appointment and get more details, give me a call 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. We're going to be talking to Shruti. Hi, Shruti. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Question. About the hit Chris June.
I'm sorry, your voice got absolutely in and out. I just could not hear a part of it at all. So if you could please repeat your question. Hello? Shruti, are you still there? Okay, I think she got disconnected, bad connection, but you're welcome to give us a call back again, Shruti. Phone number हमारे स्टूडियो का है 408-912-5565. Again, 408-912-5565. You're welcome to give me a call, but again, it got disconnected. I apologize for that. Okay. Yeah, so it seemed like she was kind of in the car or traveling or something. And so, yeah, you're welcome to give us a call back when you're a little bit more safe while driving, Shruti. Okay, so again, आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे भी जाके हमें कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, Rachna Radio, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com, और Facebook पे go like my page, Facebook पे जाके go find Rachna Radio, RACHNA, Rachna Radio. That's another way to stay in touch with me, my posts, and in general, ask questions. If you have a question about exercise and nutrition, आप मेरे Facebook के through भी पूछ सकते हैं. Okay. Cholesterol. Want to talk a little bit about cholesterol. Everyone knows cholesterol. I'm not going to talk about what is wrong or how, whatever, but let's talk about basic foods that you could possibly be taking, cholesterol-lowering foods to stay healthy. Let's put it that way. Okay. First of all, our body needs a small amount of cholesterol to function properly, right? LDL cholesterol जो होता है, जिसको LDL कहा जाता है, can cause plaque and it can build up in the arteries, leading to heart diseases. But HDL, which is good cholesterol कहा जाता है, on the other hand, helps clear blood cholesterol from the blood. So, simply said, you need to have a lower LDL and you need to raise your HDL. So, eating low cholesterol foods and regular exercise does exactly the same. It lowers your LDL and also increases your HDL levels. So, if you have high LDL, you need to eat foods that have more soluble fiber in them. Okay, soluble fiber क्या करता है? It reduces absorption of cholesterol into the bloodstream, the bad cholesterol. So that means it's going to be better for you to eat a lot of fiber. I'm not going to say a lot of fiber, but every meal should have good fiber in it, amount of fiber in it. Uh, Oatmeal is a good example. So oatmeal contains soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is also found in kidney beans, apples, pears, prunes. You could probably use oats, oat bran, oat flour. Maybe जब आप cook, in fact जब भी आप कोई आटा गूंद रहे हैं तो उसके अंदर थोड़े से oats डाल सकते हैं, oat flour डाल सकते हैं. कोई baking कर रहे हैं, as opposed to adding pure cake flour to it, add some oats to it. So there's a bunch of stuff you can add. Maybe oats in the morning, and I always recommend steel cut oats, then quick oats. Make sure the quick oats are just way too processed. Either old-fashioned oats or quick oats are a better option. The next thing you should be having, so I'm just giving you ideas what you should be consuming for lowering your cholesterol is fish. If you do eat fish, high levels of omega-3 fatty acids can reduce blood pressure and the risk of developing blood clots. If you don't like fish, you can also get small amount of omega-3 fatty acids from foods like ground flax seeds. In case if you're vegetarian, ground flaxseed का flour भी मिलता है. So that's another way you can add that to your diet. If you do any baking, you can also add flaxseed flour. In fact, I think I'll see if I can find the recipe, but there's a very good recipe I have of making flaxseed chocolate muffins, and they turn out to be very amazing. And so there's a bunch of stuff you can possibly try if you want to lower your cholesterol. Nuts, walnuts, almonds, and other nuts can reduce blood cholesterol too. Again, portion size very important. A fistful is a portion size. Always remember, anything that fits, again, a fist को बहुत बड़ा मत खोलो. Like a smaller fist, just kind of like a palm size fist, whatever fits in your fist is a portion size. I mean, it's a disaster. I've seen people opening up bags of pistachios and bags of peanuts, and they just pretty much finish a whole or half a bag in one sitting. I mean, that's not a portion size. I mean, that's just way beyond. And then you're expecting that I'm eating a healthy food. I mean, healthy food was until it was in a fist. Anything beyond that is not healthy anymore. It's still going to be fat for you, and it's still not good for you. So make sure that you are eating about a fist to fist and a half of nuts at a time. So walnuts, almonds, all the nuts are pretty much all nuts, even cashew. Like cashews are fine too. Okay, so people who eat nuts regularly in portion control, in portion sizes, have less heart disease and other illnesses than people who don't eat them. Olive oil, one of the I would say among the best cholesterol lowering foods is olive oil. Olive oil is a nutritional superstar. Olive oil is rich in, again, question, can you cook in olive oil? Yes, you can cook in olive oil as long as it's not doing super high heat cooking, not the extra virgin olive oil, which you probably can still, but regular olive oil is perfectly fine for cooking. You won't fry in them. You won't do a very high heat, kind of a burning kind of a cooking in it, but it works perfectly fine with like sauteing onions and garlic and making like a regular desi masala. It's perfectly fine to use olive oil for that too. Avocado oil is another good option. Avocado oil can stand very good heat, high heat. So if you're planning on doing some high heat cooking, avocado oil is easily available at all stores nowadays. Wherever that you go, you'll always find avocado oil. Avocado oil is a very good option for lowering your cholesterol. It's a very high source of monounsaturated fatty acids. So apples. Apple pectin, like I said, I was talking about fiber. Fiber is very good to lower cholesterol. Apple has a soluble fiber called apple pectin. Apple pectin is a soluble fiber that helps draw cholesterol out of the system. So cholesterol lowering food, apple is one of the best fruits that I'm going to consider when it comes to lowering your cholesterol or LDL. Spinach. And this low cholesterol food contains about 13 compounds which help us keep away from cancer, heart diseases, osteoporosis, and whatnot. So spinach is a very healthy vegetable. I mean, figure out ways. I mean, ज़रूरी नहीं है cream वाला मक्खन डाल के साग ही बनाना उसके साथ, which is fine too. But again, there's a lot of just basic sauteed spinach, a little of garlic, black pepper. It just tastes out of the world amazing. I mean, it just tastes heavenly on a slice of whole wheat or just any kind of sourdough bread, just some sauteed spinach with lots of garlic in it tastes amazing. So. Let's see. So we've talked about cholesterol, and I think one of our parts, since I'm just talking about basic things, and we're talking about cholesterol, we're just talking about just basic health issues the लोगों को होते हैं. Cholesterol की हमेशा issue होती है. The another issue that people have is acidity. Acidity occurs when there's excess secretion of acids in the gastric glands of the stomach. अब ये बहुत common issue है लोगों को body acidic होती है बहुत ज़्यादा. Okay, acidity is a very common issue. So when the secretion is more than usual, we feel what is called a heartburn. Some foods that can help you again reduce acidity are oatmeal. Oatmeal is just about the best breakfast, and it's filling and doesn't cause acid reflux also. Ginger. In moderation, ginger is one of the best foods for acid reflux. It has been used pretty much all throughout history as an anti-inflammatory thing. Aloe vera. Aloe vera is a famous and natural healing agent. Aloe vera can also be used in recipes as a thickener and many other things. Lots of greens and roots like cauliflower, broccoli, asparagus are again very good to fight acidity. Cold milk. Just a couple tablespoons of cold milk. Again, yes, you can have a little bit more cold milk, but just a couple tablespoons or 3 to 4 tablespoons of cold milk give instant relief from acidity. What you have to do is you have to skip, first of all the aerated drinks, as well as the caffeine. You have to, kind of go for herbal tea because जितनी भी आप aerated drinks लोगे उससे आपकी body में ज़्यादा acid create होगा. So have a glass of lukewarm water every day. Okay, include banana, watermelon, cucumber and daily diet. Watermelon juice जो होता है, in fact काफी सारी recipes में आयुर्वेदा में भी watermelon juice use होता है to cure acidity. Nariyal pani, coconut water, is one of the best things again to soothe the system if you suffer from acidity. Okay. Again, what you need to be avoiding if you want to avoid acidity is long intervals between meals is a cause for acidity for a lot of the people. So you have to have small regular meals. Boil some mint leaves in water. I'm just giving you ideas. I'm just thinking off the chart, but boil mint leaves in water and have a glass of this every day after meals. A very good thing to again cure acidity and cancel जो भी आपका acid create होगा body में because of the food you ate, it cancels out substantially. So mint leaves को पानी में boil करके have a glass of this after a meal. Even sucking on a piece of clove long is another effective remedy. I mean, these are pure, authentic remedies जो बहुत सालों से हम लोगों के कल्चर में यूज हो रही हैं, and we kind of forgot about these except just grabbing those acid pills जो मिलती हैं. I mean, उनको तो please घर से बाहर निकाल के फेंक दो. All they do is they're suppressing your system. They're not curing the problem at all. So जो acidity की आप जो गोलियां खाते हैं, बहुत लोग खाते हैं, it's like a norm for a people. All they're doing is that you're just suppressing your system, not doing anything. And I have to mention probiotics. I mean, you cannot, if you're having acidity problems, try taking probiotics. I would say 95% of the cases में 2 महीने में आपकी acidity is going to be just about gone. Minimized. You can get them from anywhere. I do have my own brand of probiotics also from Rachna's Wellness. आप इनको हमारी website से खरीद सकते हैं. In fact, that reminds me, we do have a lot of other हमारे vitamins and supplements हम offer करते हैं from Rachna's Wellness. We do have also brand of protein powders. They come in chocolate, vanilla and strawberry flavor. आप इनको भी order कर सकते हैं. A very good option as a meal replacement or in addition just to add so that आपकी appetite in general कम हो. You can always take a scoop of protein powder and actually they do taste very good than the non-GMO version flavored with stevia, no artificial sweeteners at all. So आप ये भी add कर सकते हैं अपनी diet में. And that suggestion I've always given to any people is that if you're looking to lose weight, you need to up your protein a little bit. And that's one of the best ways to increase your body's metabolism. Is to up your protein. So try taking protein powders. आप हमारी इनको website से order करते हैं. We have our own brand of protein powders. We also have our own brand of vitamin D3 and K2 combination. And our probiotics, like I was mentioning, अगर acidity है, please try our probiotics and you'll see amazing difference happen in the next 2 months or so. Like I said, I would say whoever I've told them and they've had it, 95 or maybe even 100% of the people have come back and tell me in a month and a half or 2 months, wow, it's way better. It's pretty much all gone. I don't feel acidity, pretty much none. So definitely works. So again, I was giving you all these home remedies for that. I was giving you suck on a piece of clove. That's good too. Yogurt works for many people also. Excessive smoking and drinking will increase acidity. If you have acidity, you have to cut all these things down. Okay. Try chewing gum. What happens जब gum chew करते हैं, the saliva generated helps move food through the esophagus, easing symptoms of heartburn. So that's the basic science behind that. So ginger, I already mentioned, it aids in digestion, either by powdered ginger, capsule form में. अगर आपको वैसे नहीं अच्छा लगता खाना, ginger के capsule बहुत आसानी से मिल जाते हैं आजकल. Or you just add a lot of ginger to your cooking. Have vegetables like drumsticks, beans, carrots, spring onions. All these vegetables are again very good for a thing. Okay, so we've talked about cholesterol, we've talked about acidity, heartburn. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, so all I'm doing is that I'm talking about all these things. Health problems हम बहुत commonly लोगों से सुनते हैं कि हमें cholesterol issue है, हमें acidity issue है. The next one I wanted to talk about is depression. Foods that fight depression. Again, that's a debate. We can probably have shows and shows and shows about talking about is depression a condition, is depression a disorder, is depression. Um, there could be many answers to it. There could be many answers to it. But all I'm saying is that before you start taking an antidepressant, there are a lot of other things you can try before that's the last resort for you. And most of these things do work for a lot of people. And the first thing I will suggest is lose weight. Or at least go exercise. Forget about if you can't lose weight or whatever you don't want to. That's a different story. But just exercising creates a lot of high feeling in the body, and that cancels out all the toxins जो आपकी body create करती है जिससे आपको depression होता है. And I think I talked a little bit about this last week too. But like I said, symptoms anxiety depression के साथ आपको sadness के आते हैं, anxiety के आते हैं, sometimes loss of appetite, depressed mood and whatnot. A lot of things play a role in a person getting depressed. Most often is situational, mostly. A lot of people who go to depression, again, yes, there are conditions where people have actually a hormonal imbalance, but again, that hormonal imbalance can many times be treated by just not being on a medication. But there are, like I said, yes, there are exceptions, but again, I would definitely suggest you to try something before you go definitely revert to something else, or which is a depression medication. So omega-3, so first of all, low serotonin level जिसको कहते हैं are all linked to depression. Exercise करने से आपकी body के serotonin levels बढ़ते हैं. Okay, so simple as that. Start exercising. If you're going through moods of depression or ups and downs, you have to start exercising. Omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fatty acids are needed to build the brain's neural conditions. So omega-3 fatty acids खाना शुरू करो. You can have salmon, sardines, flax seeds अगर आप vegetarian है, chia seeds अगर आप vegetarian है, walnuts अगर आप vegetarian है, are all going to be good for you. Vitamin D. B vitamin. B is in boy. I mean, that's just crucial. If you are having medication pe jaane se pehle, I would definitely suggest you to start taking vitamin B. B vitamins are most important for nervous system function, production of energy from food and whatnot. So, yeah, amazing. You can also start eat more of green leafy vegetables, nuts and seeds. These are all high in vitamin B complex too. Foods to fight depression, like I said, nuts and seeds, green tea. Despite the caffeine, जिसको अमीनो एसिड कहा जाता है फॉर्म ग्रीन टी के साथ. So अगर आपको डिप्रेशन की फीलिंग है, start drinking a lot of green tea. Raw garlic. Garlic's antioxidant properties fight fatigue. Garlic contains the highest amount of selenium among foods, which again gives you a good, happy feeling. Avocados, fatty fish. And all I'm going to say, maybe a spoon of pure desi ghee added to a cup of dal. So if you are having depression feelings, fat जो होता है हमारी body को, it makes us feel happy. चीनी जो होती है टेम्पररी हैप्पीनेस देती है. 1 मिनट हम हैप्पी होते हैं, 5 मिनट हैप्पी होते हैं, जैसे ही वापस चीनी नीचे आती है, अगेन वी स्टार्ट टू फील लो, एनर्जी कम हो जाती है, डिप्रेशन फीलिंग वापस आ जाती है, व्हाट नॉट. बट फैट मेक्स यू हैप्पी. यू सी दैट. अगर आप कोई भी सब्जी खा रहे हो, दाल खा रहे हो, अगर आपने उसके अंदर थोड़ा सा अच्छा फैट डाला है, यू गोना फील सैटिस्फाइड, यू गोना फील हैप्पियर. इट गिव्स यू फील हाई फीलिंग. सो अगेन, all I can say is that before you go start taking antidepressant medications, try taking maybe either 1 spoon of pure coconut oil in the morning, or also 1 spoon of desi ghee added, raw desi ghee, or just pure, of course, desi ghee added to any sabzi or dal per day. And that will, of course, do a lot of good things for you too. So you have to boost. All I can say is that wrapping up my segment, I think we have just a couple minutes remaining for the show today. So chocolate is nice too. The darker the chocolate you eat, the better. Not only it's a delish, dark chocolate is high in magnesium, a mineral that calms your muscles and reduces anxiety. Okay. So having said that, wanted to wrap up my show today. I know we talked quite a bit of topics that weren't all related, but we talked about how to kind of maybe do some at-home stuff if you have feelings for depression. I also give you ideas on what you could possibly be doing to lower your cholesterol. We also talked about what you could possibly be doing to help fight acidity. And then, of course, we talked about muscle mass and all that kind of stuff. So wrapping up a show, we just have a couple minutes remaining. आप सुन रहे थे रचना को रचना's fitness show पे. I do come every Wednesday between 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. हम आपकी live calls लेते हैं, exercise related, fitness related. If you weren't able to call me or you weren't able to get hold of us right now, हमारे air show पे आप हमें definitely हमारे later आप मुझे personally call कर सकते हैं. I'll be happy to talk to you about whatever question you have. हमारा phone number है और मेरा personal phone number है to get in touch with me would be 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. 8111. Again, information about me. I'm the owner of Rachna's Wellness that was started about 11 to 12 years ago here in the Bay Area, called Rachna's Wellness, RWC. And आप हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट कर सकते हैं, go find Rachna's Wellness or just RWC, Rachna's Wellness Center, rachnaradio.com हमारी वेबसाइट है, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. And वहाँ पे जाके अपनी इन्फॉर्मेशन मेरे बारे में पढ़ सकते हैं, आप कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं मुझे, हमारे थोड़े प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में चेकआउट कर सकते हैं. बट अगेन डिटेल में अगर आप मेरे से बात करना चाहते हैं, अपॉइंटमेंट बनाना चाहते हैं, किसी प्रोग्राम में रजिस्टर करना चाहते हैं, वी डू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम्स दैट स्टार्ट ऑल द टाइम. वी डू हैव अ कंप्लीट 3-month जस्ट एब्स स्टार्टिंग ऑन July 9th, राइट आफ्टर द July 4th weekend. कंप्लीट 3-month प्रोग्राम. वेल आई विल बी कोच. अगेन वांटेड टू मेंशन हमारे सारे प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं, आई लीड देम माई सेल्फ. I'm the coach, and that's the way just I want to do my work. Because I'm here, people have listened to me, so I would rather do it with you myself. So all of my programs, all of my classes are taught by me, and I'm the person that you're going to be, connecting with on a daily basis. And also wanted to mention, अगर आप हमारा program दूर से सुन रहे हैं, हमारे सारे programs आप remotely भी कर सकते हैं. So again, to get registered, give us a call 408-320-8111. And website is rachnaradio.com. We'll be again here next Wednesday. Till then, keep fit and keep working out.
Daisy 1170 AM, its management, staff, or sponsors. For information on how you can have your own show,